Hey guys, it's Spider Pig here. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to test out the FSX and the Oculus Rift DK2. Now, in order to get that to work together, you need an application called FlyInside. And what FlyInside does, it's a plugin that basically makes the Oculus Rift talk with the DK2, and it works quite nicely. When you start up the FSX, it knows that you have an Oculus Rift plugged in, and it does all the configurations for you. So you just, start your flight, and it does everything. Unfortunately, I use XSplit to record video footage, and it doesn't seem to be working with FSX very well. So I'm going to use another GoPro camera and hopefully be able to record my screen. So I'll see what I can do to edit it and make it look good, but I can't guarantee anything. But we're going to go ahead and give it a shot and see what happens here. Hold on. And if it sucks, it'll just suck for now until I can figure out how to record it later. So let's load up a normal flight here. And I'm going to be flying the Cessna. I don't have a lot of experience with FSX. I just got it when I got my Oculus Rift. I've been flying X-Plane for about 15 years or however long since version 6. So I don't know FSX as well, but we're just going to take a Cessna around Philadelphia area for a little bit and see how she handles. Alright, so I'm going to put the Oculus Rift on and have some fun. Let me go ahead and put my headphones on as well. Now the first thing you'll notice is I can recenter my screen here. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Recenter, okay. And you can see some information over here. The nice thing is you can take this and you can move this somewhere out of the way. Now the cockpit looks pretty cool. I have to say, hold on. The cockpit looks pretty neat. I do have everything set on high at this point. Let me just make sure all my stuff is working. My rudders are working. Okay. I do have everything kind of set on high. I don't know why it's there. It is. The cockpit looks pretty cool. I don't have any other scenery or any kind of special scenery for FSX at this point, so everything's kind of generic looking. The dials I can make out just a little bit if I get close to them. I'm particularly looking at the speed dial. I don't know where the altitude dial is. I don't know much about the Cessna. I guess let me try to move some of the frequencies here. I just keep getting beeps when I try to do stuff, so I can't really click on anything in the cockpit. Let me see if there's an error. Nope, there's no error I can see. Okay, so let's just go for a quick flight and see what happens here. Alright, there we go. And the view around the cockpit's pretty cool. The one thing I don't know how to do, and if it's possible within FlyInside FSX, is to actually move myself a little closer to the cockpit, because right now I am sitting kind of far back, and I mean, it's not a biggie, it's not anything detrimental, but alright, I'm going to go ahead and take off here. And, the aircraft feels very smooth. I mean, I'm definitely getting, the normal sensation you get with the Oculus Rift, when you fly, that, you kind of get in the feel of the stomach, especially when you start turning. I don't know how to use the radios on this thing, so I'm not going to use them at this point. I'm not really going to do any kind of navigation. But just, in the future, one of the FlyInside plug-in things you're able to do is kind of have everything in a floating kind of box, sort of like the window that they had for the FlyInside. So you'll be able to look at, different things. I'm assuming the radio stack, GPS and things like that. But right now, I mean, I can definitely tell my speed is about 100 at this point. I'm going to go ahead and make a left turn here, go towards Philadelphia. Let me slow it down just a little bit. Philadelphia skyline should be that way. We'll just kind of fly towards Philly and then just kind of turn around and fly back. There is the Delaware River. And there is I do have the scenery all on high, even within the FlyInside plugin. So everything looks pretty good. I mean, it's a nice cockpit. It's a great feel. So I think anybody wanting to learn how to actually fly a Cessna, this would be a really great tool for it. I'm sure once you figure out how to work the radios and stuff like that. And I don't know if it's just because I'm new and I don't know how to work the radios. It just keeps beeping at me every time I try to do something. But there might be a way to do it. I just don't know. So remember, I'm kind of new to FSX. But it looks nice. I mean, it feels great. I definitely like. I mean, I feel like the 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 roof is right here. I mean, I feel very cramped in this cockpit. It's a very cool looking cockpit, and what we'll do is we'll just go for a quick flight, and then we'll change it. I have a version of a 777 that looks pretty amazing too, so we'll kind of take a look at that and see what we can do in that thing. I wonder if I can click any of these buttons up here. Nope. Okay. So it's like, you know, it's a um, pretty cool view. I mean, I feel like I can see the wheel out here. Wheel's not spinning, so that's kind of weird. Um, Usually in the air, I think they tend to spin. Let me see if I can put the flaps down. No, flaps don't seem to work. Again, I don't really know if the Cessna has flaps. I'm assuming it does. But hold on, let's go ahead and turn back towards Philadelphia Airport. And now you can definitely, as I'm turning, I definitely feel it. You know, the motion. And just go ahead and kind of turn back here towards Philadelphia. I don't know what these things are up here. It seem like they're fans or something, or lights, but I don't know if that would get it. Seems like it's almost outside the glass, but alright, I see the airport to my right. I have to say it's a little weird because, like, on my left side, I feel like my hand is outside the window at this point, which is kind of a weird feeling. Like I said, I wish there's a way to reposition myself within the cockpit, but then again, you know, I'm not too worried about it. But it is pretty cool. All right, so let's go ahead and line up on the runway, and we'll take her down. Philadelphia, I believe, have 3 runways. I really can't tell distant objects. I can't read the numbers of the runways. But I'm just going to land in the middle one over there. I don't think my flaps are working. So I don't know where the flap position is on. There's the engine mixture. Okay. That seems like I can start pressing buttons now. Okay. So I might have had something where I couldn't press buttons before, but your control panel. Yeah, so now for some reason the buttons are working. Alright. We can line up again, sorry. Yeah, I don't know where the flap setting is on a Cessna, so I'm going to land without flaps. Yeah. There we go. That's it. I don't know why it's doing that. I don't have my toe brakes set apparently. But there's a Cessna flight. It was really kind of cool. I mean, it's a really nice little flight to take up. I highly recommend it. I think, you know, if you actually have the yoke and stuff like that, and you can actually mimic some of the things. I'm using an X65 joystick, so it's a little different. But I think it'd be kind of cool and get her going. But it is an amazing thing, and definitely I would recommend the Oculus Rift and FlyInside to anybody. You know, especially if you're learning how to fly an airplane, this is definitely a real kind of sensation that you want when you're doing it, because before, when I was just flying with a track IR, it's easy to escape the virtual reality because I could see my room, I could see everything. When you're in here and everything you're looking at is the actual cockpit and is the actual virtual world, it is really easy to get engrossed inside of it and kind of see it in a realistic way, and it would make a great training tool. So so yeah, definitely if you can you know, get the FSX, get the Oculus, you know, Rift, either the DK2 or the CV1 when it comes out, and definitely look at FlyInside plugin. I'll put a link in the description below. Hopefully they'll have their store up soon, so I'll be able to actually have more features and be able to do more. Like in this aircraft here, I'll be able to actually bring up the flight management system up here so I can actually, you know, do it correctly. Because right now I have to get like really close to be able to see it. You know, so you know, I'm looking forward to paying for the plug-in and actually using it. So hopefully, you know, if you're out there and you're looking to make your flights a little more realistic, you know, the Oculus Rift 2 is definitely a good investment, and I highly recommend it.